is an astounding crime. A home sold right out from under the owner without their having a clue. A CBC News investigation is uncovering new details on this story, including that it's not just a one-off. Far from that.
So just imagine you're finally back from vacation. You're tired. You just want to sleep in your own bed. You put your key in the front door, but it doesn't turn. You wiggle the key and make a whole lot of noise and nothing opens. Then a stranger ends up opening up your front door and they look at you like you're crazy. They tell you, "What are you doing? Get off my property. I bought this house 3 months ago. What are you doing here?" You think, "That's impossible. I have the deed. This is my house." But you're wrong. While you were sipping margaritas in Mexico, criminals stole your identity. They listed your house and sold it for $840,000, which was a steal. And legally, it's really not your house anymore, and you have to get off the property. This isn't a movie plot. It's actually happening right across the country. I'm Linda, one of the Ragona sisters, and I'm also a real estate agent who's seen these scams get smarter each and every year. And today I'm going to show you how they do it, what that one document that can help stop them or deter them from doing this to you. This isn't just one or two bad luck stories. This is actually a criminal organization. Police and private investigators have confirmed over 30 homes in the Greater Toronto Area alone that have sold or mortgaged without the owners knowing. Now keep in mind, this is 2023 data, and allegedly this type of crime is only increasing. Some might be asking, how can criminals steal your identity and then sell your house? Well, it's the dark side of our digital world. During the pandemic, it made fraud much, much easier.
Says thanks to COVID precautions, this type of fraud is relatively easy to pull off. Pre-COVID, clients need to go to a lawyer's office when buying a home to sign documents, answer questions, and present ID.
Now you can do what is called DocuSign or electronic signing online. You can easily go into Photoshop, just copy a passport, change a picture here and there. The lawyer is going to accept them at face value.
You were able to start signing documents virtually, verifying IDs over Zoom. It was convenient for many parties, and it was a gold mine for fraudsters. So how did they do it? And here's their playbook, or a part of their playbook. They target the vulnerable, mortgage-free homes, usually owned by seniors or people who travel often. So listen up, snowbirds. Here is one scenario.
He also has cases where people use fake ID to rent homes. Once they get the keys, others impersonate the real homeowners and sell the property. Again, taking off with the money.
They don't just have fake IDs, they literally hire actors to pose as tenants, giving them access to the home so they can show potential buyers without raising suspicion. And to add, these criminals use high quality fake IDs. They don't just use photocopies, they have IDs that look 100% real, high quality laboratory forgeries that even fool bank scanners and lawyers alike. Some parties may not even know they're a part of a massive fraud until it blows up. Now listen to this true story. It was actually very impressive. One lawyer in Scarborough caught a pair in action. He goes by the name of Nero Raja. I hope I said that right. And this lawyer was processing a sale for a detached home. Sold price on the offer documents showed $840,000. The fraudsters had perfect IDs and tax bills. The only slip up, they wanted the money deposited into a brand new bank account. That one tiny detail is what tipped off the bank, and they notified the lawyer of their concern. At that point, the lawyer didn't just call the police. He drove to the house himself and knocked on neighbors' doors. And the neighbor revealed the real owners were in China. The sting operation happened at the bank. The fraudsters showed up to collect the check, and the police were waiting. This was a brilliant move on the bank's end and also on the lawyer's part. But ask yourself this one question. If the bank associate didn't raise a concern or the lawyer didn't go to the neighborhood and knock on the neighbor's door, would anyone have stopped this transaction? That's an important question. So listen to the lawyer in his own words on how well planned this actually was.
I don't condone it, but I was impressed by the whole scheme itself because it was perfect, like perfect. And I could see, I'm not even exaggerating, I could see 90 to 95% of the lawyers I know all going through it and not even actually verifying it and actually saying, give them the money. I could see all of them and I don't even blame them for a second.
If you do lose your title, getting it back is a complete nightmare. I actually had one of my clients become a victim of this particular type of fraud. And it's been over a year. She still doesn't have the title of her home and it's costing her a lot of money. But thankfully, this person has deep pockets. She went full throttle because you have to sue and prove the fraud occurred. You don't just wake up and get your title back or your house back. You have to hire lawyers. You have to go to court and you have to prove the fraud, while the people may be still living in your home and they may actually very much be victims as well. So how do you protect yourself and sleep at night? You need a shield. That shield is your title insurance. If your home is mortgage free, you can become more attractive to fraudsters. It's often easier for criminals to attempt a fraudulent transfer when there's no lender registered against the title. Many of our clients who are mortgage free choose to register a home equity line of credit against their property, even if they never used it. That instrument that's registered against the title of the home acts as an additional layer of friction because any new lender or transfer typically triggers extra verification steps. And beyond that, protect your personal identification, monitor your credit regularly, and if you're a landlord, inspect your property and stay engaged. And if you think these title fraud cases are uncommon, think again.
So Heather, most of the experts that we spoke to have told us that this is a fairly recent trend. They started seeing the volume of these types of cases pick up in late 2019, continued through the pandemic until now. And the losses are pretty significant. We had a chance to speak to somebody from Chicago Title Insurance Company Canada, and he told me, or he estimates, that the losses to the title insurance industry are about $200 million in recent years. And he says that they went from having virtually none of these types of cases to now dozens. And what he also told me is that they're seeing kind of a level of sophistication with these identity frauds that they've never seen before.
Now, before we end this, I need to tell you the most disturbing part of this entire story. No one knows the official numbers as a whole. Canada doesn't have specific reporting on this because this crime is apparently new and because it exploits loopholes in every digital banking and legal system. There is no central or centralized regulatory body that's tracking these frauds en masse. The government isn't publishing a monthly stolen homes report. The real estate boards aren't broadcasting that stuff either. So the only way you can hear about this when a private citizen or a lawyer like Nero comes forward or a victim goes on the news. That means the real number of victims could very much be double or triple from what we know. We're operating in the dark. And that is exactly why this channel exists. Your home is likely one of your biggest assets. You cannot rely on laws written 10 years ago to protect you in 2026. You need up-to-date data. And this is exactly what we do here every week. So make sure to subscribe. There's a lot more where this came from. Stay connected, stay safe, and send this to a friend or family member that needs to hear it. So until then, we'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.